Good morning, friends. This is Miss Joan at the Haverhill Public Library, and it's time for story time. I am here virtually. It's a recording, but today I have some books about very cute little creatures who are not actually bears, but we call them bears. Koala bears. I have books about koala bears today. And like I said, they're not really bears. They just kind of look like a bear, so that's why they got named that, I guess. But why don't we start? We're going to do our, Storytime song. All right, stand up. Hands go up and hands go down. I can turn myself around. Yes, I'm on a chair today, but you guys do what you do. I can stand up on one shoe. I can listen, so can you. I can sit, I'll show you how. Story time is starting now. Good job. Okay, so my first book is called The Koala Who Could, and it is by Rachel Bright. What do you think he could do? In a wonderful place where the day was just dawning and the breezes blew soft on a warm golden morning, in a place where creatures ran wild and played free, a koala named Kevin clung to a tree. There he is. A nicer gray fellow you never would meet, as soft as a soft thing from ear tufts to feet. His favorite way to relax in the sun was to cling and to nap and to munch on a leaf bun. Koalas like leaves. After all this, well, he'd take a nice rest. Yes, Kevin liked sticking to what he knew best. He's very cute, isn't he? You see, high up was safe, since he liked a slow pace, while down on the ground below seemed like a frightening place. Too fast, too loud, too big, too strange. Nope, Kevin preferred not to move or to change. So he clung to his tree as he knew what to do and was never too keen to try something new. So when Wombat stopped by and shouted one day, "Hey Kevin, why don't you come down here and play?" I think," he replied, "I should stay on my plant. I'm busy right now. No, I'm sorry, I can't." "Why not?" cried the Ruse with a super loud cheer. "Yes, why?" called the Dingoes. "There's nothing to fear." But Kevin, who'd never been one to act fast, said, "I've clinging to do, but it's nice that you asked." These are all animals that live in Australia. That's a country that's very, very far away from us. As Kevin sat watching them chatter and share, a part of him wished he could join in down there, but he knew he'd miss his home. It was dark and so late. The whole thing was risky. Adventure could wait. Whatever the invite, he'd always say no. Oh dear, it seemed Kevin just couldn't let go. I guess he was scared of all the other things that he didn't know about. Does that happen to you sometimes? It happens to me. So his life was the same no matter the day. The weeks came and went, and the months rolled away. And Kevin stayed still while the world moved around until he awoke to a worrying sound. What do you think the sound is? Uh-oh. Tap, 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 tap went the sound. Well, this was a blow. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, no. What's happening? This bird is pecking on the tree. He's cutting into it. Do you think that the tree would... Uh-oh. Oh, dear. Uncling! Called the crowd, which had gathered below. Leap and we'll catch you. Just let yourself go. But Kevin was scared. Let go? No, I shan't. I won't, shouted Kevin. Oh, dear. I just can't. Whoomph! Down came the tree, and with it was bringing a crash and a wallop, and Kevin still clinging. Oh no, the whole tree fell over with Kevin in it. Kevin carefully opened one eye and looked up at the love staring down from the sky. Then one paw by one paw, he loosened his hold. He felt springy and light and happy and bold. The worst he could think of had now come to pass, and he was just fine. Why, he felt quite first class. So when Wombat leaned over and held out his paw, Kevin felt no worry or doubt. When Dingo asked, "Now will you come out to play?" all joined in with, "What do you say?" And even though this wasn't part of his plan, Kevin replied, "Yes, I think that I can." And Kevin from then on was always can do. Because life can be great when you try something new. I think he's going swimming. What do you think? Uh-oh, we got Fuzzy. Well, I very much like that story because I understand that sometimes trying new things is very, very scary. I don't like doing it much either. But if you can just be brave and try something, you might like it. You might not, but then you'll know and you don't have to do it again, right? Sounds good. Well, I do have one fun little song. So it goes, you know how Wheels in the Bus goes? We're going to do that, only with a koala, all right? First he's going to climb up a tree. The koala goes climbing up a tree, up a tree, up a tree. The koala goes climbing up the tree in Australia. Remember, I told you Australia is the place that koala bears live, far, far away. What else? The koala likes to munch on leaves, munch on leaves, munch on leaves. Koala likes to munch on leaves in Australia. The koala likes to wiggle his big wide ears, big wide ears, big wide ears. His koala likes to wiggle his big wide ears in Australia. Ooh, I know. The koala bear likes to sleep all day, sleep all day, sleep all day. Koala bear likes to sleep all day in Australia. See, koala bears are, like I said, they're little creatures, and they are fuzzy and gray, and they have these big floppy ears that are actually sort of big tufts of hair. But they do like to sleep a lot. Actually, so do I. I don't know about you, but you want to try another book? This one's kind of a silly book, okay? This one is called Don't Call Me Bear, and it's by Aaron Blabby. Now remember how I told you that koala bears aren't actually bears? I think this might tell us a little bit more about that. Good day. My name is Warren, and I've got something to share. Just 'cause I'm furry doesn't mean I'm a bear. This is a bear, and this is not a bear. Okay. I'll tell you how this started. It's been going on for years. Captain Cook said, "A bear." Those crazy pioneers. Oh, see, this person a long time ago thought that this looked like a bear, so that's what he named it. And he didn't know any better at the time. See, if he'd done his homework, then he'd know it wasn't true. A marsupial is what we are, and you should know that too. Ooh. Okay, these are marsupials. What that means is that when they're born, they go into a little pouch on the front of their mummy's belly, and they stay there even longer after they're born to get ready to come out into the world. It looks like possums and kangaroos and wombats and koalas and Tasmanian devils are all marsupials. But if I got $1 every time someone called me a bear, I'd tell you no mistake, I'd be a millionaire. Australia doesn't have bears, except for the zoo. You find bears in Canada and polar regions too. I don't live in the USA or catch fish in a stream. I'm not some 10-foot grizzly bear who makes campers scream. And so I've had a gutful, and I'm sorry if I shout. I am not a bear. I'm really not, and you need to sort it out. I don't know if we can we do anything about it? Oh. Kangaroos are kangaroos. You don't call emos chooks. And a platypus is not a duck, even though that's how he looks. But why am I so different, pal? Yeah, what's your little game? Why am I the only mug you don't call by his name? Oh, look, see, it says toy koala bears, and he's crossed out bears because they're not really bears. Why am I the only one in the whole entire bush? The bush is what they call the countryside in Africa. You may not be a bear, mate, but you look like one. So shush. Well, that seems a little rude, don't you think? Oh, what a cute little bear. Yeah, bears are great. Oh, look, Warren does not. I think I understand how frustrated it could be. somebody says, oh, you're such a cute baseball player, but you don't play baseball. And you don't really even like baseball. So that would be frustrating, right? Well, at least now we know koalas aren't actually bears. They're marsupials. All right. So I do, of course, have a little koala craft. Ooh, that's hard to say. Koala craft. And this one we're just going to use some paper. I have some different colors of paper. Okay, some gray and some white, green and brown. And then just going to use one big piece of paper to put everything on, and we're going to make a koala bear. Now, can you tell what shape I used to make him? That's right, I used your hand. So the first thing that we're going to do is, if you have gray paper, we'll use that, or if not, if you have some maybe light brown, we could use that, or you could use white and color it in, okay? And we're going to trace our hand on the paper first, right around, there we go. All right. Okay. And then we're going to cut it out. And that's going to be our koala's body and his arms and legs. Does that sound like a good idea? All right. I think koalas are also supposed to be very soft, and they very much like to eat leaves. They like gum tree leaves and eucalyptus tree leaves. I'm not sure what else they eat. All right. Okay, there's my body. And then the next thing I'm going to draw is I'm going to draw a circle, and I'm going to draw sort of two little circles on the side to be my ears, okay? So I'll draw a circle-ish, and my ears. There you go. And now we cut that one out. I know sometimes I have a lot of cutting in my projects, but I'll tell you guys something. Cutting is a really awesome skill that you should keep trying to work on as you get older. I mean, for one, it helps when you need to get things cut out, but for another, it really helps all your fingers and your thumb work together. All right, there we go. All right, we're going to put those aside for a minute, and now if you have some brown paper, we just need a couple of, kind of looks like a foot. It's just this graphic brown paper I got. So I'm going to cut a couple pieces, a long one, to be a tree, and I'll cut a shorter one to be a branch. Okay. Ta-da! And we will glue those on my paper. Alright, so it's starting to look like a tree. Now, when I made my tree here, I crumpled up some green paper and glued it on, or you could cut out leaves and glue those on if you wanted. you know, something like this. Okay, really however you want. Now next you're going to glue on your hand, okay? So basically you're going to make the fingers be his arms and legs, and this is his body, and then we're going to put his head up here on the thumb, all right? Like that. And then his head. Right on top of where the thumb is. Okay? So now you could make him some eyes and a nose and a little smile. Let's see if I have a marker. A couple eyes. Big nose for a koala bear. Like that. Oop, we can sort of fill in some of the hair in his ears, like that. Put a few more leaves on the top of the tree. And you got a koala bear sitting right on a tree. Well, I have one more book. I don't know if you remember last week, I read you one book that was a non-fiction book. It was an information book. And I have another one of those this week. This is called Koala Joeys, and it is by Julie Murphy. And Joeys are what baby koalas are called. See the little baby right on his mummy's back? So it's going to give us some information. A baby koala is a joey. My goodness, he's cute. But when he's born, he's pink. He has no fur. He can't see or hear. And he's about the size of a jelly bean. He goes into his mother's pouch. Remember we talked about mummies having the pouch on the front of their belly like a kangaroo does? And it stays there for 6 months. That's a really long time. See? He's still inside the pouch, but he's got his head kind of poked out. When it leaves the pouch, he rides on his mother's back. Oh, I guess he doesn't quite know how to walk yet. He really is awfully cute. His fur grows very thick. It is gray or brown, and it keeps him dry. I guess it must rain a lot in Australia. Ooh, he has long claws. Can you see them? These help him climb trees. And the joey loves to eat leaves. Gum leaves are his favorite. He has a whole leaf hanging out of his mouth. I guess he's not quite done eating it yet. All right, so here we go. That's when he's just born, and when he's about 7 months old on his mummy's back, and when he's about 2 years old, starting to be on his own, and then when he's 3 years old, he's a little bit bigger. And he has a pouch on his belly, if it's a girl koala, and he stays in his mummy's pouch until he's big, and then he comes out and he has nice thick fur and long claws. And that's all about koala bears. So now you know. Well, that's all I've got for today, guys. So I hope you enjoyed our story time, and I will be back live next week. So I'll see you then. High fives. Bye, guys.